Hello and welcome to Growing in Business interview series. I'm your host, Fleming Johnson, and today I'm joined by Manny Rodrigues, who is Chief Operating Officer at Broad River Retail. Manny, thank you so much for joining us. Would you like to kick us off with a brief background as to who you are and what you do?
Sure. Yeah. Well, thanks for the invite, Fleming. Really, it's a pleasure to be here with you and with your listeners. My name is Manny Rodrigues. I get the pleasure to serve here at Broad River Retail. Your listeners or folks might know us as Ashley or Ashley Home Store, Ashley Furniture. We are a proud Ashley licensee. And so we get to do business with the largest furniture company to ever exist, that being Ashley Furniture. They are a pretty inspirational company, private, based up in Arcadia, Wisconsin, with manufacturing sites all over, really globally. And we, as Broad River Retail, operate here in the Southeast throughout the states of North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia, and 33 locations across the Southeast. So super thankful for our team of memory makers that I'm sure we'll chat more about here soon. I grew up in Rhode Island. And made my way down here to the South about 20 years ago. So started in consulting and went to work for one of the banks here in Charlotte, and then ultimately just amazing timing and really just really a blessing of a conversation with one of my former business partners that invited me into this business. And that was 10 years ago. 10 years ago. So I've been here now for 10 years and really have the pleasure of working alongside my business partner, Charlie Maloof, every day, and our incredible team, really focused around culture, really focused around people, and focused about growth.
Excellent. Would you tell me what inspired you and your team to start your own business? What was that initial spark that led you to take the entrepreneurial leap?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So neither Charlie or I are the founders of this business. Jackson Moore and Jonathan Ishii started this business in 2003. They're actually good friends. We all arrived here around the same time, and they started the business and really amazing stewards of the business. And so Charlie started several years after the start, and I started in 2014. And really, what clicked really had to do with a little bit of timing. It had to do with a little bit of, okay, well, what's next? This next chapter, what's important to me? And so after having about 16 years of just an amazing corporate experience, it was time to kind of go bet on myself. It's time to say, well, let's go try this and scratch this entrepreneurial itch. And work alongside some really amazing folks to go grow and go figure this thing out. And so the thing with the retail in our business is that it's every day. We are not the cable company. Every day you have to go out there and you have to really work on our customer experience, work on how we show up in the marketplace every day, work on our people and career development plans. And so the variety of what we get to work on every day is really, really exciting. And it allows us to really kind of operate in a community of, we like to say, we kind of feel like we're playing best ball golf, which I'm a terrible golfer. But ultimately, like, we learn from so many others, and we get to take some great best practices and try them here and iterate, always constantly focused on trying to get better, just a little bit better each day.
Tell me, what are some common misconceptions about running a business and how do you address them?
Misconceptions about running a business. That's a great question. Well, some might say, well, hey, it's I don't know that folks would say it's easy, but maybe it gets to a certain point and it gets easier. And I would tell you, in retail or in business, the one constant is change. And it's okay. It's good because if you're not growing, and growing isn't just growing top line. growing means, growing your perspective. Growing means being a learning athlete, like, getting better at the business side of it. Well, then the antithesis of that, stasis, is not very pleasant. When companies there's a life cycle in the companies, and when you hit that life cycle and you start to plateau, we try to avoid that. And so a lot of it is just constantly being open to learning.
Very good. Now, we hear a lot of dialogue about work-life balance. So tell me, what does that mean to you? How do you maintain work-life balance? And do you have any personal rituals or habits that keep you motivated and focused?
Yeah. Well, I think, I think thinking back to 2020, hopefully, one of the things that I would say we took away from that, a lot of things that we took away from it, but one, if I can point to one, would be a healthy dose of perspective of what's important. And so we know it pegs to our purpose statement, Fleming. Our purpose statement is four simple but impactful words, that is furnishing life's best memories. And so that's what we show up every day to do here at Broad River Retail. And how do we do it? We do it with memory makers. We don't call our folks associates or retail sales associates. That are common industry terms. We call them memory makers. We learned that really from others in the like Disney, who call their folks castmates. And so work-life balance, it's really what's important to you. Like, how do you find that time to be and prioritize with those that you love, and those that you want to be around and need to be around. And so we have a lot, we have a call center, our call center team, that is completely remote. And we piloted it, of course, during 2020, and we actually have continued on with it because of how important it is to our folks. So I think work-life balance is extremely important, and we're trying to find, we are trying to find still amazing ways to stay connected with our people. We believe that that's really important, especially as we continue to build on our culture, so that we can see kind of the best potential for our business.
In the constantly evolving business landscape, how do you stay adaptable and open to change? Are there any specific strategies that you use to remain innovative?
Yeah. I think a lot of it has to be, a lot of it for me personally is just being open to learning, being open to learning and learning in new ways. Podcasts, for example, back in 2020, 2021, they were a great way, as I was either walking or out and about, to listen and to get inspired, to be inspired by several podcasts that kind of talked about businesses that were evolving in the history of companies, the history of entrepreneurs. And so I think we try to build a culture of innovation, and the way that we do that is by being really ferocious when it comes to just learning, and ferocious around reading, ferocious around studying other really important examples in our industry and even outside of our industry.
Very good. So could you give us a glimpse now into your future plans and goals for your business? What do you envision for the next chapter of the entrepreneurial journey?
So it's a great question. A question that we get asked a lot is how do you stay focused on continuing to grow? And we have a very clear growth path that we've shared with our folks that really resonates around four major pillars. The first one being, we have to first look inward. We have 33 amazing opportunities, amazing locations to continue to get better in every day. And so we have to look inward first and continue that journey of seeing what the art of the actual is. And we see that in several locations, a lot of our locations that really set in our setting benchmarks of just amazing performance in our industry. So we stay focused there first on what we can control. Then we move to pillar number 2, which is really understanding our markets, understanding the markets in which we do business in, understanding what the market share is, and really working with some amazing tools out there to just kind of check ourselves, say, hey, where does it make sense for us to continue to grow in these markets? So we think about just measuring market share. We then love, again, being partnered with the #1 name in furniture, being Ashley. And so we're innovative. So we try new concepts. Not only do we have Ashley locations, but we have this great Ashley outlet location. It's a new concept. And we have those, sprinkled across our markets as well. And so we stay focused on those 3 primary pillars. And if we do those 3 well, and we stay diligent on those, well, then we will earn the right to look for acquisitions. We will earn the right for greenfield opportunities, and we've looked at those in the past. We acquired a market out in Wilmington, North Carolina, that we're super excited about, and been running that market as part of Broad River Retail for the past couple of years. And so that's how we look at growth, and we stay focused on again looking at how we can get better each day.
What advice would you offer to aspiring entrepreneurs who are, say, just starting their journey or are facing challenges in their businesses?
Yeah. Well, if you're just starting and you're thinking about going into entrepreneurship, I think the first thing I would say is I'd help to understand the why. Why? One of my mentors used to say, kind of start with the end in mind. Start with the end in mind. So what is that destination? What does that look like? What's the why board look like? And so why would you choose to go into something like this? And then once you have that crystallized, okay, well, now go be a student of that game. You have to go spend 10,000 hours and really understand kind of what it takes. And you do that by reaching out, by connecting, just like you did, connecting with folks and asking them to help you understand a little bit more about their story and about their company. And then after you've spent that amount of time, you'll be ready. You'll be ready. And I wouldn't be overly concerned about challenges. The challenges will come. It's how you respond to them. It's how you respond to them, because perfect doesn't exist. And so take the pressure off. What you can do is you can make sure that you don't pay tuition twice. And so it's a mindset, right? It's not really, Maxwell likes to say, it's not winning and losing, it's winning and learning. And so you just have to churn those opportunities to say, okay, well, you know what? Thank you. I just learned today. And so I'm going to make sure that I put this into our system now. And I learned from that so that I don't repeat that opportunity over, because then it gets a little bit expensive.
Very good. Thank you so much for your time today, Manny. It's great to meet you and to learn about your entrepreneurial journey and to hear the wisdom that you've gained through that period and time frame. And to everyone that's watching, I look forward to seeing you in our next episode.